Hello and welcome to the Club 100 League Round 2, following on from last round. As you should know by now, this is the spec car for the first race. This is at Tokyo in the wet. As you can see, it's pretty darn slippy, so it's going to be quite a busy, packed race for this one. Qualifying went better this time. Was very close to Nathan for the top spot, and he had a slipstream as well, so I think I was within a tenth of him. 2-minute 20 lap times we were doing. Yeah, this will be quite the slipstream fest with the long straight, spec cars. And right off the bat I make a mistake by hitting this gear, which I remember in a practice race I didn't do that and I got fully past him by the time I got to turn 1. Whereas now, because I made that mistake, I don't quite get as far past him as I was hoping. So I can't cut across as much as I'd like, because I don't quite clear him. Or at least it's too late for me to do it, so he sends it. And just getting squeezed right out by Tim, making his debut after having connection issues before. But it's not been a good start. Being shuffled back down, lost into 4th. But we've survived, so that's good enough. Here's a replay from back of Nathan. You can see Cal and Tim have both sort of dived the win there, perfectly fine. They haven't gone wider and then, but just being on the outside, I'm always going to end up in the wall. Not that I hit it, but it gets tight. Anyway, on to the end of the first lap. Into the hairpin. Ridiculously slippy this is to try and get out of here. If you watch the throttle input, it's just tickling it. And then I make another mistake. Bang. And that affects my drive, and I then don't quite get as far alongside Tim as I was hoping. I should be past him by now because I hit that wall. I'm alongside. And then Martin comes through. So from thinking of maybe going forward into 3rd, I'm now dropping back into 5th, which is not ideal at all. I actually felt quite good about this race. After qualifying, I felt like I could go with Nathan if I got with him. And he actually wasn't putting away yet. As you see in the replay, Martin just placed his car well, followed him, and I couldn't really do anything about him once he was there, so I just had to let him go. But yeah, down to 5th is not ideal, because I'm looking at Nathan at the front thinking, oh god. And then this gets even worse. So Steve comes in, and he just touches. It's only because where the corner constantines up, and it's quite difficult to bring it down once you've gone for the inside. But yeah, we're going to speed up this straight now because it's very long. This is at 5 times speed. On board with Martin now. You can see how long it takes for us to close back in. Steve pushed me all the way through there. I think that's sort of a thank you to say. Sorry for giving you a nudge earlier. But then I think, if I remember rightly, he does dive fast. Yeah. So he sent down to it, and look at this, 3 wide. Both of them drifting on the inside, but holding it around the outside just. And I said, if I get away, I could do something about it. Right, end of lap 3, on to lap 4 now, on the back of Tim. This is what should have happened last time when I didn't hit the wall. Clean past. Didn't run too wide. But honestly, these conditions are so sketchy. Trying to break down the inside is such a challenge. And then later on in that same lap, already caught Cal, so you can see I've got good pace. Pushing him up the hill here because there's not really any point overtaking him here. I was going to wait for the straight, so just sort of following him through. I don't want to obviously push him to make a mistake, because then if we all end up in a crash, doesn't help anyone. But then Cal does that anyway. So at this point, because we're all in a group chat, you can, well, most of us are anyway. He was saying, oh yeah, go on, go through. So I did. I left him room, but on the inside it's a bit slippy. Yeah, not ideal. So then I've blown that. but technically not as bad as I thought, or close there. I didn't think Tim would see me then, so I backed out of that just in case he was going to pinch me against the wall. On board with Steve here, and you can see now I've actually got to the front of that group. It's worked out quite well. So you want to be third coming onto the straight basically to get into the front. But yeah, I was really hoping I could get away here because I felt like I could at least get away from this pack and maybe even close up to Nathan because he was getting away now, maybe 3 or 4 seconds. And it's 3 wide behind, but I've got through, thank God. And yeah, at this point I was looking at Nathan, he's a long way away, and I was starting to stretch him out, but then I turn in a little bit late here and Steve goes for the gap, and I had to turn out, get on the throttle just to sort of just drive away from that accident there. It was quite close, but that just set me back into the pack again. And then, as you can see, everyone joins in the fun. I'm not bothering defending because they'll clear me. There's not really any point trying to go anywhere else. Just make it obvious where you're heading. But as you can see here, Steve goes down the inside. You can see how slippy it is because watch as he goes in. You might just see there. Look at that big drift on the way in. It's very tricky to hold the car steady. And Tim gets the cut back actually. Try to follow him through, but Steve gets to run around the outside, holds the position, keeps the slipstream. Very important around this track. But just look how close we are. So sketchy around here. We're nose to tail. You can't get much closer than that without having an accident. Just shows how closely you can run in this league. I say Tim and Steve couldn't actually see each other the last round. We had so many connection issues. Tim actually had to use a hotspot for it to work on his phone because for some reason Steve and his connection just didn't work. But then he clips the wall there. Steve gets through. Steve was showing quite a bit of pace as well, so I was worried he was going to pull away if he got a few corners to himself. Oh yeah, coming into here. Martin just punts Cal just a little bit, and I see it come in, so I have to just quickly turn out the way so he's got a gap to go through. It was quite tight, that gap. Yeah, back to the fast forwarding. On board with Steve, so he didn't quite get out the slipstream. And here we come. I'm actually pushing Tim there as well because there's no point. It just works better if we work together to catch him back up. I see Tim runs a little bit wide because he's probably carrying a bit more speed than he's used to, and I've made the move up the inside. Just taking advantage of any situation because I don't want to sit back in case someone else attacks me. Steve goes wide this time into the hairpin. Lap 7 of 9 now, going on to penultimate lap now. It's a 20-minute race, but I've put that number there, as you can tell by how poorly it's edited. 3 wide onto the into turn 1. And yeah, I'm just trying to make it harder for them to sort it out for themselves. So Tim being further ahead on the outside means there's a better chance of me being able to benefit from it. But it turns out I just got a little bit pinched on the inside. So it didn't really work out for me anyway. But yeah, here's Nathan. After all that battling, he's 10 seconds up the road, so not ideal. And he's just cruising home now. I mean, he's still pushing. I mean, look at his times. Oh. And he's hit the wall. Oh, and he's stuck on the wall and he's spun. Oh dear. That's not good at all. And he's trying to spin round again and it's all gone wrong. Oh no, Nathan. 10 seconds away out in front. Can't lie, I was quite happy when I saw that, but but oh dear. That is unlucky. Couldn't have happened a worse crash that. You would have normally just bounced off the wall, but you got stuck on it. Right, here's the games playing. So if you saw Steve there, he didn't put his throttle down properly. He kept on backing off. The reason why he's trying to do that is because if he just goes flat out down there, we'll all get a run on him. We'll clear him by the time we get to turn 1 and we'll actually be a lot further ahead. So he wants to back off, let someone lead, and then draft back in front. So you can see, I also start playing these games. See my throttle. I just don't want him to basically get the run on us. So I'm sitting there trying to almost box him in. But he gets behind me here, and then I lift off just when he's getting a run. There, I think, or that one. And basically we go up a slip road here, so I'm aiming for the wall, and he just fits through the gap. Cheeky bugger. But I think he was too focused on the gap and not focused on his braking point, because as you can see, he's gone straight on. You can see it in the replay here. Look how close it is on the wall. I just give him enough room. But then as he breaks down the inside, it's almost like an aquaplaning feeling, just slides off. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, so on to the last lap now, and I've taken the lead. It's all gone to plan. And sure enough, final lap, crossing the line to take an unexpected victory. I did think I could have won it, even with Nathan in it, but that definitely helped. Anyway, second combo. So obviously it's Group 3 with the Viper again. And this time it's Spa in the rain, and as you can see it's also just as slippery. By this quick practice run I did. So jump into lobby, obviously it's reverse grid, so starting at the back again. And as you may have seen from the thumbnail, not quite as yeah, didn't go quite to plan this either. But I was looking forward to this race because I've got good pace with the Viper. Happy with Group 3, really enjoy that combo. You can tell how slippy it is by how much the traction control is working. It's on one traction control just to get off the line. Then I don't touch after that. Excuse me. Actually, Alex here doesn't use traction control and he just spins up the tyres the whole time. I actually have to brake hard to avoid him. We come around the corner and we're just going to accelerate nice and gently, and oh, we've been hit. Oh dear. No. Oh, that's the worst possible start. And this is where you can see how much traction helps. Look how slowly we're putting away. And it's like holding the clutch, because I'm not even putting enough revs in to get the car going. Look how much time we've lost. The leaders, Marky Boy, Nathan's up here. They're all going into Lake Hume. And yet, I'm all the way at the back in dead last, just coming up top of Rouge. Or Radion. So, a lot of work to do. I think I was about 20 seconds off the lead. But as you can see in the replay, Tim gives us a little nudge. The back of my car hits the back of Peter's car, which then spins him round and then comes back and spins me round. It's pretty unlucky. But it is what it is. But yeah, Peter goes a bit wide here. Also on the group chat he was saying that go ahead because I'll tag along with you. So I'd had better pace throughout the practices we did when we did do them. So he was happy to let me go. And this is just another testament of how slippy it is. Steve makes a little mistake here. Maybe dirty tyres as well. Look how much throttle he's put on. Nothing. And he's spun around like a top. I don't think he'll appreciate me showing his mistake, but it just highlights how tricky it was. And there's me in the background just coming through. This is the end of lap 1. So in the start of lap 2, I was quite good. I carried good speed for a Rouge, and you can just see how Alex gets a little bit of a slide on. So that's easy pickings for me in the Viper, thankfully. I like easy pass like that. I wish they were all that simple. Coming up to Sam now, the organiser of the league. Getting a nice run out of his no name into Pool. It's quite tricky to pass into it because the back end slides around when you go into this corner. And look how much throttle we're putting on. Half throttle, short shifting. It's so treacherous. Both of us sliding. And I'm having to be so gentle because now that I've had this incident, I know I'm going to have to go for whatever the boldest strategy is. So we all sort of considered a one stop as Cal gets a little bit of wheel spin there. I drive past him. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking now has to be a no stop now, just to make as many positions as I can. Hope I can hold him off. As we get another position there, as Jack goes a little bit wide, we get the drive. But I've been so careful with the rear tyres, just trying to really ease the power on slowly. Once again, we've got a good run over top of Radion. And thankfully, Steve defends this, because he then opens the door for me to get slipstream from my mate Kiev, who obviously I can't pass, so I don't know how this is going to work. From last time anyway, I couldn't pass him. Oh, no, he's been frightened off the road already. That's right. See, that's the only way we're going to be able to get past him in this league. Seems to be the only way. I think that's the first on-track overtake I've done of him. But Steve's not having it. And he's straight back up the inside. And we've got yellow flag. Oh, and that's my teammate Eric. He was running up in third. Oh, as you can see, Steve on the big slide there. But he was running up in third. He must have just overcooked it on the way in. On board now. I don't run this for you, but it's good to see the wheel. So you can see how slippy it is, how much we're fighting the car. How treacherous it is, just trying to not spin into each other as I'm trying to go around the outside of Steve here, just hold it on the inside. I felt I had a much better pace than Steve here. He wasn't quite getting as much traction as I was in the Viper. Don't think the Lexus was really helping him here. Although, I say, traction's not perfect in the Viper, as you can see by the amount I'm having to fight this car with so little throttle on. Oh, big slide there. But yeah, already up into 6th from last, on to lap 4. I'm pretty happy with that. I wouldn't expect it to be up this high, as Trevor's gone a bit wide there. Compromised his line. Did actually give him a little bit of a nudge there, so I gave him a little nudge just to help him boost him on his way again. I was thinking about the move there, but he closed it off nicely. I was just a bit... I think Trevor had traction control, and you can sort of see that I'm just able to manage the power a bit better than traction control is, because I'm right on his back bumper. Even when I'm power side now, I've got a slightly better run than him in the way to pull on. And we're gonna dive it down the inside. Good move into pull on, to be fair. It's quite tricky. I just hold it tight because I know Trev wants to overtake any possibility. I don't know what these corners are called, but yeah, up into 5th. Very happy with that, considering where we were at the end of turn 1. Now, this is where the interesting bit comes in. So top 3 are all going to come to the pits now for a 1 stop, and because of the strategy that I've been left with, I have to go for a no stop. So we're going to try and hold it out on the tyres, be as gentle and smooth as we can. Tim's also gone for a no stop. He's also very good on his tyres, so he'll be tricky to catch. So I think I was 20 seconds behind, and I think I'm 10 now, and it costs 10 in the pit lane. So I'll basically be doing similar times to Nathan the whole time, which is annoying because I think that would have been a good race if I'd been able to go with him. But it just shows that we had good pace. We've come up behind Mark on fresh tyres. Mark's been fairly quick actually with the Group 3 when he's got going with it, but I think at the moment I'm just able to get the better of him. Even on the used tyres, I've just seem to be able to get the power down a bit better. I try to go down the inside, but he leaves me just enough room to get out of his way, I guess. Come through in. Yeah, Mark's definitely putting those new tyres to use. Comes sliding uphill through Blanchemont. You can see how gentle we have to be on the throttle there. You can easily spin up out there. Got to run him. He's defended again, which is good for me because I don't think you can hold the line when you defend, and I was sort of hoping he would. And we're going to do a good old cutback and watch how gently we're putting on the throttle here. Short shift to second, half throttle, short shift to third, and still short shifting to 4th. Now I'm looking at I know he's not going to give it up, so I stay wide, stay in a dead straight line, just wait till he's past, then cut back, and once again focus on just getting a nice drive down the hill and up into 3rd. And I really didn't expect to be saying that after lap 1, but this is not over at all. Although we did manage to pull away from Mark. Obviously this wouldn't be a race by me without a mistake, and for some reason I drifted onto the grass there, and that just set me off enough to then make me go wide here, and that's exactly where Super GT was when he had his spin. So I was so cautious about getting on the power. And then here, if you watch my throttle, I'm actually lifting off here because I'm staying so far to the right he can't go right, and then so he's going to get the run, he's going to have to go left just to go somewhere, which is where I need him to be. Then I could park it on the apex and just drive off the turn nicely. It's a little bit of a strategy that, but doesn't always work. But I just didn't want him to do a late lunge down the inside. I just wanted to keep him on the outside where I can sort of control his pace. But yeah, I hope over Rouge, I think he makes a little bit of a mistake, or he's just not quite close enough, and the Viper's got good top speed, so we're able to hold onto the final lap, and we get a podium from absolutely nowhere after the source. So result really, considering how Nathan finished down in 8th in the first race, and you can see the results here. So Nathan finished in 8th, I finished 1st, then top 3, and you can see I now take the lead in the championship, which is a great result really. Although he's still 1 point behind due to the fact that he's got so many fastest laps. I think he's got every single one. And you can see there's how close I was to Steve on the final lap of that Tokyo race. But yeah, feel free to check out any other videos I have, and check out the stream from DW Commentary, Super GT, Kira, all the other guys are in here. Yeah, see you next time.